What's up, Spartans, and welcome to a microtransaction as we review the Halo series brought to you from Paramount Plus. I'm joining here with Covenant Chris. Chris, how are you today?
Dude, you know what I found out? Covenant Chris is a whole other dude who's semi-popular on Twitter.
Oh, really? That's like a real thing.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I guess so.
Well,
I was like, because I was on Halo Twitter as I do,
okay.
and then I was just like Covenant Chris, and I don't know if he was checkmarked, but people were replying to him enough where I was like,
Man, well,
oh, okay.
there you
And
go.
yeah.
But yeah, Chris, we're here to. What was the name of this episode? I totally forgot of it.
Oh, dude, I
Whatever.
forgot too.
Well, it's on the title. You know it. You see it. Whatever. It's episode 6. It's in the Halo series, episode number 6. Great. Overall, we're gonna go through the scenes. We're gonna give our thoughts, our opinions, or just review it. Just share. Some of the stuff we thought. There was some pretty cool stuff. If you're a Halo fan, I think there was some pretty cool call outs there that you could. So yeah, I want to talk about that. I'm sure there's some that I've even missed. Maybe Chris might have saw. So hey, let me know. I even got some questions. So. Let's get right into it here. So, first we get to start the show off. Master Chief's like little reminiscing, and then he gets brought back to reality. You got Kai needing medical attention. Like we said last week, we thought she wasn't dead. Turns out that she's not dead, and I think it's good. I like her being there. Like I'd rather her. Oh yeah, they hit her. They hit her like 2 or 3 times with that stuff. Like she was juiced to hell. My goodness. But
bro, future morphine must be the tits. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
dude, absolutely. That future medicine. Oh my, must be good.
Oh, God.
Must be good stuff. But yeah, so we got that. Then we got Master Chief. He was testing Cortana's limits. That was interesting. I thought that was pretty wild, dude. Throwing Halsey, she's in the room. He was gonna kill her. Essentially, she got this little 20-second countdown. Cortana's like, I can't do this, and he's just like, make me. And I'm like, oh, I'm liking this side of Chief right now. I'm like, this man is like, he's betrayed, he's hurt, and all at the same time. They pulled out his feelings pill, so it is running. So it's perfect.
I would say that this is the biggest departure from game Master Chief that we've ever gotten before.
Absolutely.
We've never seen Master Chief in game ever be like this with a person,
Right?
in like real time. So it was shocking.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really great scene, like for a show. I think it'll piss Halo fans off.
Oh,
but
yeah.
someone who's watching the show for the content it was, because I'm like, Chief, what are you doing, bro? Chill out, bro. What are you doing? Like that's how it felt during the whole time. Like, hey, bro, just relax. I need you to relax. And it was awesome. It was intensifying. A little countdown. It was a little paint by the numbers, but it was good. Like the ticking bomb and
Yeah.
oh, it was a really good scene.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like very well acted with all the. It was just really good, and I really enjoyed it.
Right. No, I'm right there with you. I enjoyed it too. I think it was like that departure, and I think it's very welcoming. I think it was really, really good, really well done. Then we got Master Chief. He started interrogating Halsey. He interrupted their little session, and there was a few others in the room that I guess Master Chief didn't know of, but he did have a feeling because I'm assuming he told Keys, "Yo, get into the room." She did the same thing. She was in there with them, so he has his little, sidekick. No.
She just walked in
Wait,
randomly.
is that what it? Are you sure?
Yeah, I was having the one was like, because remember she walked through. It's supposed to be like, what's going on in here? Let me.
You see, I thought Chief told her to do it or something. That's what
No.
Oh.
It looked like she accidentally found out. And now she's in there. This was my biggest gripe with this entire episode. Because it's like you couldn't find a legitimate reason for her to be in here.
Right.
And it just was so dumb. Don't get me wrong. It led to cool stuff. And I get it that it's a TV show and sometimes I gotta suspend my disbelief. You know what I'm saying? Like I just gotta. But it was just so like blatant where I'm like, oh, she just walks in like, oh, that's weird. They're having like the secret head thingy, the technology. I'm just gonna put it on too. Why not? Like let's just be in it. And don't get me wrong, it was really cool because then you got to see some narrative threads put on the future because now you know that Miranda knows about the Spartan project and how that came up, but she still doesn't know that her dad's involved in it. All she said is like, hey, when you do terrible shit, people normally don't want to know about it. So it's still cleared these players and Miranda's still in the dark. And I thought that was like a really cool thing they did. But yeah, just the problem getting there.
Man,
Was
I had no
problem.
idea. That ruins it for me. I had no idea. I want to go back and see that scene because yeah, I could have sworn. I guess I was wrong, dude. That's wild,
Yeah.
man. But after that, another scene though that I did like, you got Chief showing even more emotion. Like he's like, this man was like, he's about to lose it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He talks to Miranda, tells, he like right with her, he's just like, yo, I need this, blah, 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 in order. And, gets into his little corner, has his little emotional breakdown, yells a little bit. People are wondering what the hell is going on. And then it goes to him catching up Kai up to speed as to what happened and how because he knows obviously she took off her feeling pill and just catching her up as far as what happened with the parents and the cloning and all that. The stuff that Halsey tells him in the interrogation.
Yeah, like if I were to name this episode anything, if like the people at Paramount Plus were like, "Hey, Chris, I would say, I would call it unhinged because that's how I felt Master Chief John was in this entire episode. Him wrestling with the Spartan that he is, dealing with the past that was, and all this happening in between. So I really like that, and I like that he told Kai, like Kai, am I saying it right now?
The Spartan girl.
Yeah, and I like that he realized he's like, I can tell her because she took the pill out,
right?
And he's keeping information that it could pay off later, that he's not telling the other folk right away, but he's telling her. That could cause a division in the team later on.
Oh yeah.
Yet again, is it something? Is it nothing? Is it a narrative thread that may be going on later? I don't know, but I love what was going on.
Yeah, same here. I think so too. I love that it's there, and yeah, I hope they do tug on that thread. After that, Halsey gets removed from the Spartan program. Miranda Keyes gets her promotion, the much deserved promotion. And Halsey gets sent to Barrier Moons. Now I wanted to ask, do you know what this is, or is this like this? I've never heard of this.
You could tell that it's something in the lore, and even I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is. Something in the books I have no idea about, but I was like, ooh,
it's off of Reach. That's what we know. It's not on Reach.
Yeah, it's not on Reach. She basically got cut. It was a scapegoat. It was all right, but I was just like, man, this is something you could, because it was the same thing. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for everyone to do the thing on social media like they do with Marvel. Like, oh, actually, Barrier Moons, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like they pretend like they knew. I'll tell you straight up, I didn't know. And yes, I will be looking up to see what the hell it originally is.
I'm gonna look it up too. I need to know Barrier Moons. I'm like, oh, what does she sound so convincing? So yeah, I made sure to write down Barrier Moons because I had no idea. Then so after that, then Halsey we got a scene with Miranda Keyes and Halsey together. Halsey invited her over after Miranda couldn't get access, and they said, come see me. So Halsey has still a little more control, even though when she's not in the scene there. And she showed some emotion, or at least that's what we were led to believe. She was showing some emotion, and then she continues to her, I don't want to say the word ways. So she's just a raging blunt. So yeah, like, oh my goodness, like she pisses me off. Like I can't stand her. I'm like, dude, she should have killed. He should have killed the shit out of her. Oh my god, I hate her. But yeah, so this eye thing. What this contact lens she took out, right? What was that? Do we know yet? Or
I think it's maybe something where they just make sure they can record stuff. I don't.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, is it recording? Yeah. Is it she's trying to like see what Miranda sees in some way? Is she? I thought, like, is it a contact that makes her show emotion, like actually cry? Is that what? Like I don't know. Hey, whatever.
I don't know what it was, but I just want to give props to the actress who's playing Halsey.
Yes.
And this, I think she was doing so good. This, like, I thought it was like this was a really actor episode, and this is one of the things where I feel like Halsey really shined out, because this is the first time you got to see Keyes and Miranda. She's a little more privy. She knows who her mom is.
Yeah.
She understands. She's coming on some bullshit. She's like, calm down.
Right.
Like, I know who you are.
Right.
And look, man, I thought it was really rad, and yeah. Just good stuff.
No, you're absolutely right. And I'll be honest with you. I remember in the beginning, one of the complaints, especially that you had, was we weren't seeing enough Miranda Keyes. And I feel like we're seeing now more than ever. And I'm really digging her character. I like her character a lot. And I like the actress playing her too.
No, I think she looks great for the role. They know what they got her for, is to give her like these kind of shots where they zoom in on her face, so she makes this little like confused look all the time. She does it all the time, but she does it really well.
Yeah.
So I understand why you do it.
She has a great confused look.
Like she does, and it's always slightly to the side.
Right.
She's like, I don't know what's going on, especially because she has a cut in her forehead.
Right.
So she
Right.
like leans a little into it, so you can see the makeup, and then she does it all the time. But I understand why you. Yeah.
Right. After that, then Master Chief goes ahead and he talks to McKee is her name. That's the short hair blonde girl who works with the Covenant. She's the worm girl essentially. And she starts giving Chief information. It seems like she's trying to convince Chief, like, yo, like this is what it could do. I can show you the, you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to get in there. Miranda seems a little sus of her. Seems like a lot of people do, like, are a little sus of her, and rightfully so. Obviously, if your homeboys are dying, I'm like, okay, and they just happen to just drop you off. Yo, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like you see, this is one of my biggest gripe. But now that you're saying it out loud, I think about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess the hell would you believe this person that literally fell from the sky?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh yeah, by the way, we had some trash with this, so we're just gonna jettison all this.
Yeah, like because
thanks for the artifact piece.
Exactly.
It's just like, huh?
Right.
But
Doesn't make any sense.
I get it, but I do. You know, I thought it was pretty cool, like seeing Chief talking to her and him like doing his thing, coming into the room super confident. He's done this so many times. They preface it in the story like, oh, he's done this, he's got this, and then towards the end he's just like, oh shit, she has my number now. I was supposed to get in her head, and now she's in mine.
Right. Absolutely.
And I thought it was really awesome.
No, it was really awesome, especially showing her power off. And then we kind of get to our closing here, where we got Chief gets a hold of the artifact, trying to get more of its secrets, right? And then McKee's affected by it as well. But then we get the biggest WTF moment of the whole episode, and that I thought, I'm like, oh, Chief reached enlightenment is what it is. I'm like, oh no, that some bitch is right on Halo itself. I'm like, holy crap. And yeah, you see it, and I love the shot. They showed it panning up, like you see the ring, like you would in the games, and you look all the way across, you can see it coming down. Perfectly done. Perfectly done.
Yeah. Oh my! As soon as they got it, I'm like, they're not on Halo already. As soon as that happened, I was like, nuh-uh. That was my great philosophical thought. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
That's me in real time.
Yeah.
All right.
So I saw it and I was just like, oh yeah. Once they started. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh. And before that, when they were doing the flashes to get to that point, it's showing the effects of the pill losing his body, because you see dead, mutated bodies. Those are the Spartans that didn't make it.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Through the program.
Yeah.
Because they have the same scars as John and the rest of the Spartans.
Right.
So he's seen the mutilated, his fellow Spartans destroyed, and what it does. And I guess he forgot about it.
Yeah.
And he's going to start remembering.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's just, and then seeing Halo, and honestly, it was so, as a huge Halo fan, it was so awesome seeing Halo on the screen.
Yeah, it was
like,
cool.
Cool.
It was.
And then
really
they shared
cool.
a little. The only thing I didn't like is they shared like this weird, like he touched her in the face, like a little romantically. And I was like, why is this happening?
Yeah, that you know how you said that you had your little gripes with it. This would be mine. It was like when he did that, it was a little jarring. I was like, it just felt out of place. I mean, this girl literally just attacked your brain. Like she's just like she's about to just go in on you, and like you're just like touching her face. Like you barely know this chick. Like what's going on? But who knows? Maybe it's just the whole them being. I also thought maybe it's just them being one. They're supposed to be like one the same essentially, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where they go with this. I'm still excited. I want to see more. I did love the Halo thing. I want to call it this reference.
The music too.
Oh yes, the music too. It was great. I want to call it the music. Was one of the references, and like a callback to the game. The holographic table, was that a Spartan laser that I saw? Did you see?
Hell yeah!
Okay, that's what I thought. Dude, that was also cool. So like, oh, that's pretty dope. Like, so these are just cool things. I got hyped for especially when you see the games.
The DMRs on the back and all
this,
and you can tell her. Oh yeah, that's another good scene. I'm sorry to cut back to it, but like when she has she's a little out of the Spartan loop.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Kai comes.
They have a way to speak to each other, and she was like she felt like misplaced.
Right.
And you're like, whoa, what does that mean?
Yeah.
But I think once a Spartan, always a Spartan.
We'll see. But that's pretty much that was it. That was the end of the episode. That's how they closed it. It was them on Halo. It was beautiful. Miranda closed out with saying, I think, like, where did you go? And you just stood shut. And hey, we're gonna see.
Where did you go?
Oh yeah. Episode 7 is, so that'll be coming next Wednesday, and then we'll have, or next Thursday, sorry. And then we'll be talking about it then as well. Chris, any other scenes that Yeah, absolutely. We're coming up in that finale. Any scenes that I've missed or anything that you wanted to talk about before we close this one up?
No, I think that's all the major stuff. You have stuff that happened with the council and stuff like that, but whatever. Like, I think you hit the major points. Like, is anyone ever gonna address this finger sword this girl has?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like a finger lightsaber, but it's like a little knife lightsaber. Yeah, it's weird.
Like, I don't know what human has one of those, but I need to get me one of them.
Right.
But no, just
heaven for
awesome.
Like, hopefully it doesn't go south during masturbation. Whatever.
Oh God.
Anyway, sorry.
On that note.
Yeah. But I guess we'll close it out. Hey, I'm gonna leave you all per usual. Love each other, take care, but above all else, just be cool. This has been a microtransaction. We'll see you next week, Spartans.